I have a onan 5500 generator that is showing faulty code 29. This happened yesterday when the generator was inadvertently left running for 13 hours straight. I took off the positive battery lead last night and let it set overnight since it wouldn't start after I shut it off. This morning I put the lead back on and the generator started by itself. Probablem is it still won't start using the start button. How do I reset the error code?
Hello, my name is I am going to assist you with this. There are several variations of the HGJAB units. What is the full model number of yours?
5500 Marquis Gold 5.5 HGJAB 6755D. I'm camping and had to drive to a spot to get service to ask this question, so I won't be able to be in front of the unit. I need a couple possible solutions to try, then I can drive back to camp and try them. Also, unit is installed in a 2007 Keystone Fusion toy hauler.
Okay, that is what I needed, thank you. Code 29 on this unit is high battery voltage. Have you recently done any work to the batteries or wiring in this RV? Leaving the battery cable off the genset, use a voltmeter to check the voltage at the battery cable. If you are getting over about 13 VDC, there is a problem with the batteries or wiring. If the battery voltage is good, right in front of the start/stop switch on the genset is an 8-pin connector. Unplug it. Then reconnect the battery cable. If it does not start now, there is a short in the remote switch or wiring. If it still starts on its own, your controller is bad and will need to be replaced.
Okay, I will try these when I get back. I don't have my voltmeter with me and I have not done any work to the batteries or electrical system. Unit has been working just fine since I got here a week ago. Like I said, it happened after it was left running for 13 hours straight yesterday. I came back to camp and it was running. I shut it off with the remote switch in the trailer. Open the access panel on the gen and let it cool for an hour. When I tried to start it, it would not function. I consulted my manual and figured out how to read the code. Seems strange it would do this high voltage code from just running all day. I read online if you hold the stop/prime button down for more than 30 seconds it would clear the code. Will this work?
The two most likely scenarios are, 1. The controller has gone bad. 2. Your converter has gone bad, and was overcharging the batteries. No, holding the stop/prime switch will not clear a code. Once a code has been set, there will always be a code showing. A code can be overridden by a different code, but there will always be one there.
Okay, thank you. I will try your fixes and see what happens. Also, I have a voltage monitor in my trailer and it was reading normal when I got back last night, 12.3 to 13.7. I also have a solar system which keeps the battery voltage regulated.
Don't go by that monitor. Use a meter on the actual battery cable at the genset. If you actually did have a high voltage issue, the monitor may not be working correctly.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Thanks, Hank.
Okay. Thank you for using JustAnswer, and please take a moment to use the star chart to rate the quality of my assistance.
Will this session still be active later this afternoon? I want to go back and try these. Then I'll let you know more info.
Yes, you will still be able to post to this question. If you want to wait to rate, that is your option.
Thanks.
Okay.
Is there a way to manually start the unit without using the switch?
No. The switch has to be used to allow the control board to power the control circuits.
Okay.
Okay.
Hank, I tried everything you said. I don't have my voltmeter with me to check voltage. I unplugged the 7-pin and when I reinstalled the positive cable it started by itself again. If I stop the gen then unplug the 7-pin and replug it in, it starts when plugged it in. Do you think it's the controller is bad then? If so, is this something that's pretty easy to replace, or is it the circuit board controller? Also, where is the best place to order one?
If it is starting by itself with the 8-pin connector disconnected, your control board is bad. This is the one I recommend. It is much better than the Onan board. https://www.flightsystems.com/p56537400.html.
It starts when I plug the 8-pin in. Nothing happens when it's unplugged and the start switch still doesn't work. So the only way to start it is to unplug then plug back in the 8-pin. Is it bad to start it this way once a day for a week until I get home?
The switch on the genset itself won't even work when the 8-pin connector is unplugged?
No, sir. As soon as I plug it back in, it starts up. The switch will stop it but not start it. It also still primes the gen.
That is very odd. It sounds like you may also have a short in the remote harness. As far as starting it, I am really hesitant to say anything. As long as the start circuit is disconnecting when the unit starts, I really don't see that it would hurt. But you need to be absolutely certain the start circuit is disengaging. If it is not, you will burn up the starter in no time.
Okay, any idea on a part I should try and replace? Like I said before, it has ran great until I left it on all day yesterday. I serviced it at 280 hours, and it now has 374.
If it will not start with the remote disconnected, the board is definitely bad. Leaving it on all day should not have hurt it, it was just a coincidence.
Perfect, thank you so much.
Not a problem. Thank you for using JustAnswer, and please take a moment to use the star chart to rate the quality of my assistance.
Quick question. Are you saying it should normally start with the switch when the 8-pin plug is unplugged?
With the remote disconnected, the local switch, the one on the genset itself, should work fine. But the remote, the switch inside the RV, will not work at all.
Hank, this is the last time I will bug you. After I got back to camp, I tried the switch on the generator with the 8-pin unplugged and she fires right up. So before I order the controller, I wanted you to know exactly what the unit is doing and advise me on all possible solutions. 1. The remote switch in the trailer will stop the gen and prime it but will not start it. 2. The switch on the gen will start the unit but only if the 8-pin is unplugged. 3. The unit will start itself if you plug in the 8-pin while it's not running. 4. I have not checked the voltage at the positive lead on the unit yet. Thanks again. I just didn't want to order the controller until I gave you this information. Mike.
I am glad you hesitated. From what you just said, your problem is not in the control board, but you have a short somewhere in the remote harness. That is why I kept saying that if the unit was starting with the remote disconnected, the control board was the problem. But if it is not starting on its own with the remote disconnected, the problem is a short in the remote harness. This is why it is so important to be very specific. Tiny details like that can be the difference between a 50-cent repair and a $500 repair.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit justanswer.com/YTHI.